All right, we're here in Studio A at Channel 7 on Tuesday, October the 29th. This is where all the action will be. Mike Duggan versus Benny Napoleon, the final Detroit mayoral debate. And gathered here are people who will be involved in that debate in one form or another. And let me introduce them. Bankalay Thompson, the senior editor at the Michigan Chronicle. Beverly Smith, a publisher of the Detroit Black Pages, and for purposes here is very involved with the Detroit Black Chamber. Bill Ross, president of the Booker T. Washington Business Association. To my left, Carolyn Clifford, anchor at Channel 7 Action News. Mary Kramer, publisher of Crane's Detroit Business, and Tony Stovall, president of the Detroit Black Chamber, and of course, Floyd Jackson, assistant news director at WJR, the great voice of the Great Lakes, right? Did I get that right? Let me see, we can pick you up and where? Kenya? Let me start it off this way. This place, first of all, on Tuesday, October the 29th, will look a whole lot different than it looks right now. They're in the raw, they're getting ready to pull everything together. I've heard that there's probably no Detroit mayoral race more important than the one that we have now, since maybe Coleman Alexander Young defeated John Nichols in 1973. Would you agree or disagree, and why?
I would
Lloyd?
agree, because we're in the bankruptcy right now. We also have an emergency manager. So someone's going to have to come in after the emergency manager is gone and lead the city, because it will come back to our rule here in the city. And so somebody strong has to come and lead after the emergency manager goes, and that's very important.
Mary Kramer?
This is Detroit's chance to hit that reset button, just like the auto industry did. We know that that was a successful experience. The two of the Detroit automakers came through it, and they're stronger today. All three are stronger today. So this is Detroit's chance to focus on the future, and I hope that that's what this election is about, not the past. Look to the future.
Carolyn Clifford, 40 years ago, Coleman Alexander Young made history as the first African-American mayor of the city of Detroit. He was running against John Nichols. Coleman Young was African-American, John Nichols was white. We have sort of a reverse situation here. Your thoughts?
We do, but you hear a lot of Detroiters say it really doesn't matter about race. They just want a better Detroit at this point. You heard Kevin Orr say that if we don't have bankruptcy in the city of Detroit and we don't go through it, Detroit is going to die. I think Detroit wants to live, rise above the ashes, and do so much better. So I don't think people care about race at this point. They just want a better Detroit to move forward and to bring young people to sort of have a rebirth in the city of Detroit.
Bankalay, would you agree? It's about city services. Who can deliver? Who can turn this city around?
I think that's what it's about. It's not a question of whether it's colorline or colorblind. Obviously, this is going to be a political seismic shift given where the city is right now, and defining that next chapter of leadership requires that, we don't go back to the last decade.
Bill Ross, Bev Smith, during the primary, the Booker T. Washington Business Association hosted the first mayoral debate. Some say it was the best of the mayoral debates. You're teamed up with us this time around. Your thoughts as we get ready for this final debate 1 week before people have to go to the polls to decide if they want to elect Mike Duggan or Benny Napoleon.
Chuck, I think there's one important distinction. If we look at the young voters that were energized to elect Coleman Young 40 years ago, those are now our senior voters, and we have a new generation of younger voters. Therefore, the perspectives have changed because of the needs of a senior voter versus a young voter. That's one of the things that make it such a critical mayoral election.
Bev Smith, is it about economics? Is it about the neighborhoods, or all of the above?
All of the above. I think this is the time really for Detroit to really come together as a city. We have so much potential. We have people that are so resilient, and Detroit is going to bounce back. So I think either of the candidates would be a good choice. The fact is that we have to get the people out to vote.
Tony Stovall, the African American History Museum will be teamed up with us. There'll be a studio audience here. Duggan supporters, Napoleon supporters, and undecided voters, and the same thing in the New Center area. Why is it so important that we have that combination going here? Because the largest audience will be at the African American History Museum.
Well, I think it's imperative that we have one Detroit, old and new, fresh. We should have the new people coming in town, those that have never left, It's very important that the next mayor inspires hope to the people of the city of Detroit. We've been down for a little while. We need a mayor that can inspire the people that the future will be bright and hope is here in Detroit. Resilient as it's always been, will continue to rise.
Another key part of this will be not just a debate from 7 to 8 p.m., but coming out of that debate will be sort of the debate after the debate. Stephen Clark, anchor at Channel 7, not with us right now, but he'll be with us on Tuesday, October 29th. That will be the pre-debate or post-debate webcast. That's going to be important, and it's going to have a social media component. Carolyn, you work with Stephen all the time. What's Stephen going to be doing that
Stephen
night?
he'll be working all night.
Oh, I know.
He
He'll
loves
have
social
all
media.
those bells
He'll
and
have
whistles
Twitter
going.
going. He'll have Facebook going. A lot of people want to weigh in. I mean, a lot of people we hear in the city of Detroit, a lot of times don't go on social media. You know, a lot of people in the city of Detroit, in the heart of Detroit, don't even have computers in their homes. Other people want to weigh in because this is the entire state of Michigan looking at Detroit. Without Detroit coming back, the state of Michigan really can't rise and succeed. So I think a lot of people will be weighing in. A lot of people are watching this mayoral debate very, very closely. We've seen what's happened in downtown Detroit, all of the emergence of new businesses, new money coming into Detroit, and now I think people want to see it go out into the neighborhood so the entire city of Detroit can come back, not just the downtown area, but everywhere.
Seth Myers, our web czar, would want me to say that our hashtag will be 7Debate. You can start tweeting your questions right now. The more questions we get on the front end, the better the debate itself will be. I think what's particularly important about this debate, besides the fact that the candidates will be here face to face, is that we will have studio audiences here in studio, but the largest audience will be down at the African American History Museum. It will be a real mix of folks, Duggan supporters, Napoleon supporters, and a lot of undecided voters. And that's important because it's the heart, it's the soul of this city, being able to react to the candidates. It will be simulcast, so what happens here, they'll be able to see it in real time there. And we'll have questions. We'll have Glenda Lewis, Channel 7 anchor, there at the museum fielding questions. Candidates will be able to respond to them via satellite. Tony, I know that's been real important to you.
Well, you know, I think it's imperative that we see the real Detroit. Not just one entity or another entity, but all of Detroit must be represented, and the new mayor must represent all of Detroit for there to be one Detroit. So I think it's imperative that we have a large audience, and it looks like they're chiming in, RSVPing, and let's get ready to have a good time. Let's get ready for a new Detroit.
And we should also say, I know you're sort of business casual now. On Tuesday, October the 29th, it's okay to put your Sunday go-to-meeting clothes on. Thanks so much for joining us, and we look forward to you joining us starting right here at 7 p.m. on October the 29th, which is a Tuesday. Good. All right, sounds good. Well,
Fun night.